Shields up, Paladins, and welcome to a Overwatch Hero Guide. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'll be talking to you all about Junkrat and how I like to use this particular character. Junkrat is one of the many damage roll characters that we have to select in Overwatch, as well as he has a base stat of 200 health. Now, with all this being said and done, let's go ahead and jump right on over to his passive ability that he has, which is called Total Mayhem. The type is Splash Projectiles. The damage is 50 per grenade. Number of pellets, which is 6 grenades, and you cannot get a headshot with this. Pretty much what Total Mayhem is, as soon as you die, you drop pretty much everything. It's quite funny. You drop all your ammunition, basically, which is your six pellets or your 6 grenades. If someone decides to get a little cheeky with you and decide to maybe walk up to you and start teabagging you, well, guess what? You've just left them a nice little surprise, and you'll pick up the kill. Which is a great thing about Junkrat, but also another thing about Total Mayhem compared to heroes like Fada, for an example. Junkrat does not take damage from his own explosives, so feel free to go balls to the wall crazy with his explosives. And speaking of his explosive, his primary weapon, which is called the Frag Launcher, the type is an arching splash projectile. Damage does, for a direct hit, does 130. Splash does 10 through 80. Spread angle, which is a pinpoint. Projectile speed is a 25 meters per second. Area effect is a 0.2 meter projectile size plus 2 meter splash radius. Rate of fire is 1 shot per 0.65 seconds. You have a total of 5 grenades per 1 magazine before you have to reload. Your reload time is 1.55 seconds, and you cannot get headshots with this weapon. The grenades will explode after 2 bounces or when they hit the enemy target, so keep that in mind. Now, his actual first ability that we're going to talk about is his Concussion Mine. Type is an arching projectile. The health of this mine has a base stat of 25. The damage it does is 30 to 120. The projectile speed is 20 meters per second. Area effect is a 3 meter radius. You have a total of two mines that you can throw. Duration is until it's detonated, and the cooldown is 8 seconds for 1 charge, 16 seconds for both charges, and you cannot get headshots with this weapon. His second ability that he has is called the Steel Trap. The health of this trap is 100. The damage it does is 80. Projectile speed is 10 meters per second. Area effect is a 1 meter radius. Duration is a 1 meter stun, 3 seconds of a root. And then the cooldown is 10 seconds, and of course you cannot get headshots with this particular ability. Now, the cool thing about the Steel Trap is, especially if you knock someone into the air, you can if they can land into your Steel Trap and boom, they're stuck there for 3 seconds. Another thing is that you have to watch out for is that if you have a Reaper or a Moira or anyone like that, Reaper can go into his Wraith form, which kind of you can't attack him while he's in that, so he is stuck there for 3 seconds, but he's stuck there in 3 seconds with his Wraith form until he gets back out of it again. Moira, you just kind of have to watch out for it. If a Orisa or a Mei gets stuck in it without using either Fortify or Mei's ice block thing, whatever that ability is called, they're pretty much stuck in it. They cannot use that ability, and so pretty much that gives you 3 seconds to unload on them and do what you need to do. And finally, Junkrat's ultimate ability is called Riptire. Now, the health of this has 100 health before it can be blown up or anything like that. The damage is 50 to 600 splash. Move speed is 12 meters per second. Which this also immobilizes Junkrat, so make sure you kind of find a spot to kind of sit and hide while you use this ability. The area effect is a 10 meter radius. casting time is 1 second, duration of which is up to 10 seconds. Headshots you cannot get, of course, and the ultimate cost is 1,925. Now, Junkrat passively generates 1% ults for every 3.85 seconds, and the ammunition is restored after completion. So, the strategy that I kind of like to use with Junkrat, or the best way that I see fit with him, is he really excels at defending an area through the use of his traps and indirect fire. You know, a lot of people make fun of Junkrat just because of he's just shooting into the wind, but he's really defending that area the best that he possibly can. He is valued for his damage output is very valued. And the area of denial capabilities that he has. He has a very strong mobility thanks to the concussion mine, and it also deals high, if inaccurate, damage with also his frag launcher. He can also push objectives as well as he can still change the battle thanks to total mayhem. The explosive and hard to aim nature of his weapon, however, will make it very challenging for him to fight at close range with most heroes. Hence why he is best to stay he's really best to stay at the medium range, not get too close up and personal. If there is a time that you do have to get up close and personal, like you do see in this particular video, that, you know, use your mind, use your concussive mines, use your traps to kind of help immobilize a lot of people. Like Doomfist is a great example. If he charges up his fist that he has, go ahead, throw down your trap. Another great example of this would be Reinhardt. You know, if he's going for his pin, have your trap down in front of you. Make sure you kind of set yourself up for that, so where they will hit the trap before they will hit you. And if they do hit you, that's okay. You're still somewhat alive, and you can kind of manage that output a little bit better. But that's one of the things that I will have to say with Junkrat, is that he is best used for at a medium range, not too close, not too far away, because you do kind of want to see where you're aiming at. But you're really, as your passive ability says, you're total mayhem. You're supposed to go in there, keep shooting, don't matter where you're hitting. You're just out there just to be putting damage down range as best as you can. Just throw your trap down and keep on causing this chaos amongst everything. Your bombs are going crazy. Your bombs are doing one heck of amount of damage. You can almost take out anybody relatively quickly if you know how to aim and if you know where to aim for most of your heroes. Now, people like Fada, for an example, are almost Junkrat's bane, just because for how hard it is to hit somebody with his frag launcher, or even with the concussive mine as well. People that like to stay back, as in a Widowmaker, a Hanzo, or someone as a sniper, for a matter of fact, again, that would be Junkrat's bane, just because of the range distance and the damage output. So with all that being said and done, that's kind of the way that I like to use Junkrat. I like to be the medium, not too far away, not too close up in your face, and if I am right there, I'm using my concussive mines to kind of keep throwing damage down range, but also I'm making sure I'm still using my frag launcher, just kind of causing total chaos, total mayhem amongst everything like that. Since you cannot get hurt by your own explosives, you don't have to worry about that. So in that particular case, have your trap down, set up almost like in a high traffic area that someone's going to walk through. Kind of have, maybe if you want to get a little special with them, you can have maybe a mine sitting on top of the trap or nearby. So whenever they do walk into it, boom, you can go ahead and pop your concussive mine, which is already doing that amount of damage, plus whatever your team decides to do, or even yourself if you do decide to take them out, or something like that. You can defend an area. You can also take charge of an area pretty quickly as Junkrat, and that is the best thing I can possibly say about him. So Hopefully I answered a lot of questions, comments, concerns with them. Hopefully I also answered a lot of, maybe for some people out there that are having a little hard time using Junkrats, hopefully I answered a lot of those questions well. As always, guys, thank you all for watching, and please don't forget, I do also have a Twitter as well as a personal Discord set up. If you do want to join that, make sure you do, and I will stay in contact with you guys there. Alright, guys, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.